There you go. You heard it from former Suns MVP Charles Barkley right there. He's been critical of the Suns for many, many years. Even during the Steve Nash era, he was quite critical of them. Then, what do we make of what Charles said?
And he's right. They're not mentally tough enough.
Mm-hmm.
They have three great players, but those aren't your leaders. They aren't alphas. And that's why the season looked the way it looked. Players always injured. They're just not tough. So I don't see them doing any damage come playoffs.
George, what do you reckon? Before I give my thoughts.
You know, I think the Suns has always been a team that you've always willed, that you've just wanted to see because they play fast. They're out there, their colors, and now you have, their players. I mean, you got KD on there and
D Booker.
I mean, come on, that's buckets all day. Like you want to see that win, but you're right, they are.
And they got what's his name?
Bradley Beal, a.k.a. Mr. Glass.
Come on, man.
Mr. Glass.
Look at that. Mr. Glass. That means he's breakable, not unbreakable. So the best ability is availability, right? And that goes in with your DNA. They're not alpha enough. KD, guess what he had to do? He had to go to Golden State to get that chip, right? And which is
two
great.
chips.
Which is great. But at the end of the day, when you have to lead, so yeah, mental toughness. So I agree. I agree with the Hall of Famers and the great ones that really know what it takes to get there, even though he hasn't won. But there still is a thing. He understood why he lost, and he probably sees that in the Suns. So
I agree with both of you. I agree with Charles. I've been saying this all season about the Phoenix Suns, the reasons you guys mentioned, but also with KD. I think just because you put up a lot of numbers on the board, it doesn't make you a leader. I will say this about his time with the Warriors. I agree that he kind of piggybacked his way to a championship, but he was the best player on that team. That's why he won those two finals MVPs. In saying that, that doesn't mean he was the leader of that team because Steph Curry was still the leader of that team. I'm going to throw a stat at you. Phoenix Suns finished this season 49-33. How many of those 33 losses do you guys think were by double-digit points?
Don't know.
33. All of them. They lost every single game that they lost this season by double-digit points. When they're good, they're good. They can blow you out by 30. But when they're not good and when they're not in tune and when guys are missing and, they get blown out as well. Once I saw that stat, I was like flabbergasted. To lose every single game that you lost this season by double-digit points goes to what Charles said. I don't think you're mentally strong as a unit. I think D-Book can be a leader. He's not a leader now. Bradley Beal certainly is not. In saying that, and you guys are going to either laugh at me or yell at me or do something right now, I think they beat the Timberwolves in the first round. But do they get further than that? No, I don't think so. But I think they beat the Timberwolves in the first round.
Nah. Mm-mm. I'm a big Ant-Man. He will. I think he's the next guy. Look, they claim that he's Michael Jordan the son.
Like I've seen those memes.
I'm Ant-Man. Ant-Man is not gonna let that happen. Big Cat ain't playing, right? He's on the sideline.
Is he? I'm not sure.
Okay, well, I can definitely tell you this. I'm going with Minnesota on that. Look, we cannot allow schizophrenic teams like the Phoenix Suns to represent. I mean, that's how you 33 games lost by double digits. Yeah. That makes me think like they throwing games. Like are they betting on the game or something like that? Like what's going on there? Like no. Minnesota. Ant-Man got something to prove.
I like that term, schizophrenic. That kind of describes them
big time.
perfectly.